Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tatta Kancana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shvanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priyai. Hey Krishna Sri Gaur Purnima Avirbhav Mahamahotsavati Ki Jai. Navadeva Chandra Gaura Hari Gauranga Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Mayapur Shashi Gaura Hari Mahaprabhu Gauranga Sundara Nagara Bara Nityam Nijar Namabi. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Saparikar Sri Sri Guru Gauranga Radha Govinda Sundar Jiu Ki Jai. Shri Giriraj Govardhan Ki Jai. Namo Mahavaranaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaur Tashe Namo. Guru Rupa Harim Gauram Radha Ruchi Ruchavratam Nityam Nomi Navadipe Nama Kirtana Nartanai Om Jnana Trandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksurumilitam Jaina Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Adadana Srinam Dantayariram Jatche Puna Puna Srimad Rupa Padambo Jadulisham Janma Janmani Janma Janmani Janmani Sure Bhavatad Bhakti Rahoi Tuki Toi Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Bhajagadisha Kamaye Cheto Darpanam Arjanam Bhava Mahadavavni Nirvapanam Sreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandam Buri Varjanam Pratipadam Punamritasvadanam Sarvatmasnavanam Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. Anarpita Charim Chirat Kornavatirna Kalo Samarpayatam Unatojal Swabhakti Swayam Hari Purata Sandra Duty Kadamba Sandipita Hridaya Kandare Spuratu Ba Sachinandana Sachinandana Jai Sachinandan. Where they go? Hare Krishna. Sachinandan Gaura Hari Jai Dao Jai Dao. They always sing that on the Navadip Conference. Sachinandan Gaura Hari Jai Dao Jai Dao. Dowing, give. Jai Dao means saying give Jai. So when I say Sachinandan Gaura Hari, give Jai. And everyone goes, Jai. Sri Radha Krishna Ladani Shakti Razmad Vikritir Ladani Shakti Razmad Ekat Manavapi Bhuvi Puram Deham Vedam Gatoto Chaitanyakyam Prakatam Tadguna Chaikyamaptam Radha Bhava Duty Subalita Nomi Krishna Swarupam Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanayeva Swadyo Yenadbuta Madhurima Kidrisham Madhya Sokyam Chasha Maranubhavita Kidrisham Veti Lobat Tad Babadya Samajani Sachi Garba Sindo Harindu. So, we know if you come in connection with Srila Guru Maharaj and you're pursuing Krishna consciousness, that a shift takes place, that you have up to that point Krishna in the primary position, and the shift takes place where Srimati Radharani is in the primary position. And Krishna will give Jai to that. As Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Guru Rupa Harim Gauram. The Guru Rupa of Krishna is Gauranga. And what makes him Gauranga? Radha Rucha Ruchavritam, enveloped in the heart and halo of Srimati Radharani, Shama Sundar Krishna has become Gauranga Sundar. So when you come in connection with Srila Guru Maharaj, this transition takes place. Where then Radharani, by extension, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, by extension Radharani, is in the central conception. And from there comes Krishna connection. So, Srila Guru Maharaj, on this day, he arranged fireworks. That means, like we see in the world, when do they have fireworks? On New Year's. And all over the world, they have this huge fireworks celebration. Supposedly like the happy time. So for Guru Maharaj, that happy time is Gaur Purnima. So he would arrange for fireworks at Chaitanya Saraswat Mat in celebration of the appearance of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And that appearance of Mahaprabhu, we will sing about soon, is described in the Chaitanya Charitamritam, Adi Leela, chapter 13. And we'll read a few verses from there. Just beginning with some Bangla and Sanskrit also. Sa prasidatu Chaitanya devujasya prasadata tal lila varnane yogya sadyashad adamopyayam. He says, I'm praying for the grace of Mahaprabhu, by whose mercy even one who has fallen can describe the pastimes of the Lord. Jai Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Gaura Chandra. We will see the Gaura Chandra tonight, the golden moon. He's also called the golden avatar. Jaya Advaita Chandra. He's also got moon. All these devotees are also moon-like. Jai Jai Nityananda. Jai Jai Gadadhar, Jaya Srinivas, Jai Mukunda Vasudev, Jai Haridas, Jai Damodar Swarup, Jai Murari Gupta, E Sab Chandra Doye Tamo Koilo Lupta. All glory, and after mentioning and last Swarup Damodar and Murari Gupta, all these brilliant moons have together dissipated the darkness of this world. Jai Sri Chaitanya Chandra Bhakta Chandragan Sabar Prema Jyotsnai Ujjvala Tribhuvan. All glories to the moons who are the devotees of the principal moon, Chaitanya Chandra. So he is the golden moon, but all these devotees surrounding him, they're also moon-like personality. The Chandragan, the moon group. Their bright moonshine illumines the entire universe. Thus I have spoken the preface of Chaitanya Charitamrita. I quoted some of those verses from the beginning. Now I shall describe Mahaprabhu's pastimes in chronological order. Let me first give a synopsis of the Lord's pastimes, then I shall describe them in detail. In the year 1407 of the Shak era, 1486 AD, Mahaprabhu appeared. In the year 1455 AD, he disappeared from this world. And 1455, Shaka, and 1534, Antardan. For 24 years, Mahaprabhu lived in Grihastha Ashram, always Krishna Kirtan Bilas. After 24 years, he accepted sannyas and resided in Puri for 24 years. Of the last 24 years, he spent the first 6 continually touring India, sometimes in South India, sometimes in Bengal, sometimes in Vrindavan. For the remaining 18 years, he continuously stayed in Jagannath Puri. There what? Krishna Prema Namamrita. He inundated everyone there with the Krishna Prem and the nectar of the holy name of Krishna. The pastimes of his household life are known as the Adi Leela. His later pastimes are known as Madhya and Antya Leela. All the pastimes enacted by Mahaprabhu in his Adi Leela were recorded in summary by Murari Gupta. His later pastimes were recorded in the form of notes by his secretary, Swarup Damodar Goswami. By seeing and hearing the notes recorded by these 2 great personalities, a Vaishnava, a devotee of the Lord, can know the pastimes one after another. In his original pastimes, 4 divisions, Balya, Poganda, Kaishor, Yovan. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the full moon evening in the month of Falgun. That's this evening. The auspicious time, full of auspicious symptoms, when Mahaprabhu advented himself with the chanting of the holy name, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. On the full moon evening of the month of Falgun, when the Lord took birth, coincidentally, there was also a lunar eclipse. In jubilation, everyone was chanting the holy name of the Lord, Hari Hari. And Mahaprabhu then appeared, after first causing the appearance of the holy name. That's very beautifully said. So before he appears, the holy name appears, then he appears. So we sometimes hear, Kali Kale Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar. And this says he's descended in the form of his name, and from Nama Guna Rupa, after the name appears, then he comes. After his birth, in his childhood, in his early and later boyhood, as well as his youth, Mahaprabhu, under different pleas, induced people to chant the Harinam. In his childhood, when the Lord was crying, he would stop immediately upon hearing the names of Krishna and Hari. All the ladies who came to see the child would chant the holy names, Hari, Hari, as soon as the child would cry. When all the ladies saw this fun, they enjoyed laughing and called the Lord Gaura Hari. From then on, Gaura Hari became another one of his names. His childhood lasted until the date of his Hatte Kari, and when he's taking chalk and writing on a tablet. And from his age, from the end of his childhood until he married, called Poganda. After his marriage, his youth began, and his youth he induced everyone to take up Nam Sankirtan. During his Poganda age, he became a serious student and also taught disciples. And this way, he used to explain everything to his students through the Krishna Nam. Later, Jiva Goswami writes the Harinam Vyakaran, where he teaches Sanskrit through Krishna Nam. When teaching a course in grammar and explaining it with notes, Mahaprabhu taught his disciples about the glories of Lord Krishna. All explanations culminated in Krishna, and his disciples would understand them very easily. Thus his influence was wonderful. When Mahaprabhu was a student, he asked whomever he met to chant Krishna Nam. In this way, he inundated the whole town of Navadvip with Krishna Nam, flooded Navadvip with Krishna Nam. Just prior to his youthful life, he began the Sankirtan movement. Day and night, he used to dance in ecstasy with his devotees. Ratri dine preme nritya sange bhaktagan. Nagare, the movement went from one part of the town to another the Lord performing kirtan. In this way, prema bhakti, he was giving prema bhakti to everyone. Mahaprabhu lived in Navadip for 24 years and induced everyone to take Krishna Prema Nam. For his remaining 24 years, Mahaprabhu, after accepting the renounced order of life, stayed in Jagannath Puri with his devotees. For 6 of these 24 years in Nilachala, he distributed love of God, always singing and dancing. Prema Bhakti Dana Nirantar, Nritya Gita Prema Bhakti Dana Nirantar. Beginning from Setu Banda through Bengal to Vrindavan, during these 6 years he toured all over India, chanting, dancing, Prema Nam, distributing love of Krishna. The activities of Mahaprabhu in his travels after he accepted sannyas are his principal pastimes. His activities during remaining 18 years are called the Antya Lila, or the final portion of his pastimes. For 6 of the 18 years, he continuously stayed in Jagannath Puri, regularly performing kirtan, inducing prema bhakti, bhakta sangi, simply by chanting and dancing, Nritya Gita Range. For the remaining 12 years, he stayed in Jagannath Puri. He taught everyone how to taste Shikara Ashwadana, how to taste divine ecstasy of love of Krishna by tasting it himself. Ratri Divashe Krishna Viraha Spuran Unmadera Cheshta Kore Pralap Bachan. Day and night Mahaprabhu felt separation from Krishna, manifesting symptoms of separation. Pralap Bachan, he spoke like a madman. Sri Radhar Pralap Joiche Udava Darshane. Se Mata Unmara Pralap Kore Ratre Dine. And what was that talk like? Saying, Udava Darshane, that means the Brahma Gita of Srimati Radharani. Vidyapati, Jayadev, Chandidas, Ramananda, and the company of Swarup and Ramananda, singing the songs of Vidyapati, Jayadev and Chandidas. Krishnera Biyoge Jatta Prema Cheshtita. Ashwadya Purna Koilo Apana Banchita. In separation from Krishna, Mahaprabhu relished all of these ecstatic activities and thus fulfilled his own desires, his own wishes. We're told, Guru Maharaj told, his distribution of Nam Sankirtan was his public service, and this was his private life. The pastimes of Mahaprabhu are unlimited. How much can a small living entity elaborate about these transcendental pastimes? If Sheshanaga, Ananta personally were to make the pastimes of the Lord into sutras, even with his thousands of mouths, there is no possibility that he could find their limit. Devotees like Swarup Damodar and Murari Gupta recorded all these principal pastimes of Mahaprabhu in the form of notes after deliberate consideration. Chaitanya Lilar Vyas Das Brindavan. Madhura Korera Lila Koilo Rachan. Vrindavan Das Thakur, he's the Chaitanya Lila Vyas. And he has described these pastimes in such a way as to make them even sweeter and sweeter. Being afraid of his books becoming too voluminous, he left some places without vivid descriptions. I shall try to fill those places as far as possible. The Lilamrita, the pastimes of Mahaprabhu, have actually been relished by Vrindavan Das Thakur. I am simply trying to chew the remnants of the prasad left by him. My dear devotees of Mahaprabhu, let me now write a synopsis of the Adi Leela. I write of these pastimes in brief because it is not possible to describe them in full. To fulfill a particular desire within his mind, Lord Krishna, Brajendra Kumar, decided to descend to this planet after mature contemplation. Lord Krishna therefore first allowed his family of superiors to descend to the earth. I shall describe them in brief because it's not possible to describe them fully. Lord Krishna, before appearing as Mahaprabhu, requested Sachi Mata, Jagannath Mishra, Madhavendra Puri, Keshava Bharati, Ishvara Puri, Advaita Acharya, Srivas Pandit, Acharya Ratna, Vidyanidhi, Thakur Haridas, Upendra Mishra, also a resident of Srihata, was a great devotee of Lord Vishnu, a learned scholar, a rich man, and a reservoir of all good qualities. He had 7 sons, and Jagannath Mishra, the 5th, decided to reside on the bank of the Ganges at Nadia. Jagannath Mishra was designated as Purandar, exactly like Nanda Maharaj and Vasudev. He was an ocean of all good qualities. His wife, Srimati Sachidevi, was a supremely chaste woman, highly devoted to her husband. Her father's name was Nilambar Chakrabarti. In Radhadesh, the part of Bengal where the Ganges is not visible, Nityananda, Gangadas Pandit, Murari Gupta, and Mukunda took birth. Lord Krishna, Bhajendra Kumar, first caused countless devotees to appear, and at last he appeared himself. Before the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the devotees of Navadvip used to gather in the house of Advaita Acharya. In these meetings of the Vaishnavas, Advaita Acharya used to recite the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, decrying the paths of karma and gyan. In all the revealed scriptures, devotional service, Krishna Bhakti is explained throughout. Therefore, devotees of Krishna do not recognize Gyan, Yoga, Tapa, Dharma, etc. In the house of Advaita Acharya, all the Vaishnavas took pleasure in always talking of Krishna. Always Krishna Katha, Krishna Puja, Nama Sankirtan. But Sri Advaita Prabhu felt pained to see all the people without Krishna consciousness, simply merging in material enjoyment. Seeing the condition of the world, he began to think seriously how all these people could be delivered from the clutches of Maya. Srila Advaita Acharya Prabhu thought, if Krishna himself appears in order to distribute the cult of devotional service, then only will liberation be possible for all people. Krishna Avatari, Korena Bhakti Vistar. Krishna Avatarite Acharya Pratigya Gaura. With this consideration, Advaita Acharya Prabhu, promising to cause Lord Krishna to descend, began to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, with tulsi leaves and the water of the Ganga. By loud cries, he invited Krishna to appear, and this repeated invitation attracted Krishna to descend. Jagannath Mishra was very unhappy at the death of his children, one after another. Therefore, desiring a son, he worshipped the lotus feet of Vishnu. After this, Jagannath Mishra got a son named Vishwarup, who was most powerful and highly qualified because he was an incarnation of Baladev. The expansion of Baladev, known as Sankarshan in the spiritual world, is the ingredient and immediate cause of this material cosmic manifestation. The gigantic universal form is called the Vishwarup of Mahasankarshan. Thus, we do not find anything within the cosmic manifestation except the Lord himself. And then a verse from the 10th canto and from the pastimes of Dhenukasura. Naitach chitram bhagavati hyanante jagadishvare otam protam idam yasmin tantushvanga yatapata. As the threads in a cloth spread both lengthwise and breadthwise, right? A weave. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead exists directly and indirectly within everything we see within this cosmic manifestation. This is not wonderful for him. Because Mahasankarshan is the ingredient and efficient cause of the cosmic manifestation, he is present in every detail of it. Mahaprabhu therefore called him his brother. These two brothers are known as Krishna and Balaram in the spiritual world. But at the present moment, they have descended as Chaitanya Nitai, or Shange Bai Avaduta in the Aimanadur Mate song. He's descended with his brother, the Avaduta. Therefore, the conclusion is that Nityananda Prabhu is the original Sankarshan, Baladev. The husband and wife, Jagannath Misra and Sachimata, having gotten Vishwarup as their son, were very pleased within their minds. Because of their pleasure, they specifically began to serve the lotus feet of Govinda. In the month of January, and the year 1406 in the Shak era, 1485 AD, Lord Krishna entered into Jagannath Misra and Sachimata. Jagannath Misra, get ready. Jagannath Misra said to Sachimata, I see wonderful things. Your body is effulgent. It appears as if the goddess of fortune were now staying personally in my home. Anywhere and everywhere I go, all people offer me respect, even without my asking. They voluntarily give me riches, clothing, and rice paddy. Sachi kohe mui dekon akash apare divya murti lokshab jena stuti kore. And Sachimata tells Jagannath Misra, I see wonderful, brilliant, beings appearing in outer space as if offering prayers. Jagannath Misra replied, in a dream I saw the effulgent of the abode of the Lord, Jyotirmoy Dham, Hridaye Poshilo, enter into my heart. Amar Hridaya, Hoite Gelo Tamar Hridaye, Heno Buji, Janmi Beno Kono Mahashaye. From my heart, it entered into your heart. I therefore understand that a great personality will soon take birth. After this conversation, both husband and wife were extremely jubilant and happy, and together they rendered service to the household Shalagram Shila. In this way, the pregnancy approached its 13th month, but still there was no sign of delivery of the child. Thus Jagannath Misra became greatly apprehensive. Nilambar Chakrabarti, the grandfather of Mahaprabhu, then did an astrological calculation and said that in that very month, taking advantage of an auspicious moment, the child would take birth. And then I'll read a few of these verses and then we'll start singing them. Choda Shatta Shatta Sake Masha Jay Palgun Purnamasir Sandhya Kole Hoilo Subhakan. Thus, in the year 1407, in the Shak era, AD 1486, in the month of Falgun, in the evening of the full moon day, the desired auspicious moment arrived. According to the Jyotir Ved, or astrology, the auspicious moment is described as the moon was in Leo. Leo was in the ascendant. Several planets were strongly positioned, and the Shadvarga and Ashtavarga all showed auspicious influences. Singharasi, Singhalaga, Uchagrahagan, Shadvarga, Ashtavarga, Sava, Sulakan, Akalanka, Gaura, Chandra, Dilo, Darashan, Sakalanka, Chandra, Ar, Kon, Prayojan. When the spotless moon of Gaura Chandra became visible, what would be need for the moon full of black marks on its body? Considering this, Rahu, the black planet, covered the full moon, and immediately vibrations of Krishna, Krishna, Hari, Hari inundated all the three worlds. All people thus chanted the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra during the lunar eclipse, and their minds were struck with wonder. Jagat Bari Bari Aloke Bolo Hari Hari Se Kane Gaura Krishna Bhumi Avatari. When Guru Maharaj would hear that line, he'd start singing and dancing, and we were afraid he might lose his balance. And he started leaping in the Nat Mandir of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, leaping off the floor and swinging his arm and saying, you know, this very Jagat Bari Alok. Some others were saying, Damodar Maharaj, then Srila Gurudev, then Guru Maharaj took over and said, Jagat Bari Alok Bari Hari Hari, and started singing and dancing ecstatically. On that note, we shall, Abhiram Prabhu began singing this section of the Sri Chaitanya Charitamritam as it's sung in Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat every year. On the Sri Gaur Avirbhav Mahamahotsavatiti Ki Jai, Sri Gaur Purnima Avirbhav Mahamahotsavatiti Ki Jai, Sri Gaura Chandra Gaura Hari Ki Jai, Nitai Go Premanande.
Janma Jena Guna Gaura Guna Eno Janma Tara Yarta Purno Paya Mrita Duni Pei Shagarda Pani Jamia Sekino Nakimoedo Chaitanya Nityananda Acharya Advaita Chunda Arupa Raghunatha Data Vika Sabara Charana Shri Vanjani Jadon Janmaniva Goilo Krishna Data
Gaur Purnima Avirbha Mahamahotsavatiti Ki Jai Mahaprabhu Gauranga Sundar Avirbha Mahamahotsavatiti Ki Jai Shri Gaura Chandra Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Avirbha Mahamahotsavatiti Ki Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paribrajacharya Satara Sadashri Srimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Thakur Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Sri Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Sri Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Saparikar Sri Sri Guru Gauranga Radha Govinda Sundar Jiu Ki Jai. Sri Giriraj Govardhan Ki Jai. Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Sri Gaura Chandra Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Sri Rupa Anuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Sri Rup Sanatan Bhattu Raghunath. Sri Deva Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath Sat Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Sri Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Sri Swarup Ramananda Ki Jai. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasari Gau Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Sri Yogpit Ki Jai. Mayapur Shashi Gauranga Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Govinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Sri Gupta Govardhan Ki Jai. Ganga Devi Jamuna Devi Bhakti Devi Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Om Vishnupad Vishvavaranya Srilesi Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Madhacharya Brinda Ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Bimala Avadut Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj Ki Jai. Sannyasi Brinda Ki Jai. Seva Brinda Ki Jai. Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu Avirbhav Mahamahosavati Ki Jai. Nitai Go Premanande.
Jai Srila Bhakti Sudhir Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Nitai Go Premanande Hari.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Ibo Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande. Arotika Shodha. Bhakti
Shuddhadev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki jai. Jai Saparikar Sri Sri Guru Gauranga Radha Govinda Sundar Diyu ki jai. Sri Giriraj Govardhan ki jai. Sri Rupanuga Guru Varga ki jai. Sri Rup Sanatan Bhattu Raghunath Sri Deva Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath Sad Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Sri Swarup Ramananda ki jai. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Bhasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Govardhan Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki jai. Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Navadip Dham ki jai. Mayapur Dham ki jai. Sri Jagannath Mishra ki jai. Sri Sachi Mata ki jai. Sachi Nandan Gaura Hari Gauranga Mahaprabhu Avirbhav Mahamahotsavathiti ki jai. Sri Gaur Purnima Mahamahotsavathiti ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki jai. Sri Gupta Govardhan ki jai. Ganga Devi Jamuna Devi Bhakti Devi Tulsi Devi ki jai. Om Vishnupad Vishvavarenya Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Acharya Vrinda ki jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Bhimavadut Maharaj ki jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj ki jai. Sannyasi Vrinda ki jai. Seva Vrinda ki jai. Samaveda Bhakti Vrinda ki jai. Sri Gaur Avirbhav Mahamahotsavathiti ki jai. Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai. Sri Gaura Chandra Gauranga Sundar Mahaprabhu Avirbhav Mahamahotsavathiti ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Congratulate all the devotees on the Sri Gaur Purnima. Look at the West London Dai, Sachi, and Pandita. All right, they're preparing. There's Devashish Prabhu, our London secretary, getting ready for part 2. Jai Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj and the Vila Govinda Bhakta Vrinda with Munindra Mohan Prabhu. They're already celebrating. This goes on, right? As we know, from one universe to another. So similarly, from one time zone to another. And say the Gaur Purnima celebration of the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this world continues. Sri Hari Prabhu in Brazil, Dandavat. Pavel Bruna Moscow, Dandavat. Parama Bhakti Deity in Brazil, Dandavat. Gauranath Raj Prabhu in Brazil, Dandavat. Rasananda in Sochi in Russia, Dandavat. Indumukhi and Mitravinda Devi Dasi in China, Dandavat. Krishna Priya and Madhavi, Dandavat. In Krungtep. Right? Hare Krishna. And the deities wearing the beautiful outfits from Krishna Priya and Chaitanya Nitai Prabhu. Bhagavan Das, Dandavat. Janavi in China, Dandavat. Ni hao, Hare Krishna. No, maybe she can't hear me. Yadunandini deity in Hungary, Dandavat. Seva Rupa deity in South Africa, Dandavat. Ajita Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat. Supriya deity in China, Dandavat. Janavi, Dandavat. Jamuna's mother Elena in Moscow, Dandavat. Paramananda Prabhu in Japan, Dandavat. Gaura Chandra Prabhu in Naghodka, Dandavat. Kalindi Priya's mother Vrivda Devi Dasi in Nizhny Novgorod, Dandavat. Ratin Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat. Malini Didi in Orsk, Dandavat. Gopishwar Prabhu in Ukraine, right? Dandavat. Krishna Das, Dandavat, and associates Jai Srimad Bhakti Asrai Dandi Maharaj Dandavat, Tapananandini Didi Dandavat, Bhakti Sevan Rishikesh Maharaj and the Abhazya Bhakta Vrinda Dandavat, Lakshmi Priya Didi in Kiev Dandavat, Chandrakanti Didi Dandavat, Sulalita Didi and Oris Gormar Dandavat, Banavi Didi and Roma in Italy Dandavat, Anjali Didi Dandavat, and I think Kalindi Priya, this is your husband? He's in Milan, Italy. Hey Krishna, Dandavat. Subhashini Didi in Ireland, Dandavat. Leela Sundar Prabhu, Dandavat. Nalina Nayana Didi in China, Dandavat. Rachel Nunez, all right, Dandavat. Ratan Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat. Indumukhi Dandavat, Chandrakanti Dandavat, Madhavi Lata in Odessa Dandavat, Rabindra Krishna Prabhu Dandavat, Ditomsk Ashram Dandavat, Praneshri Didi Dandavat, Ajitasha Didi Dandavat. The moon is here. Ruslan Kazi Dandavat. That's who? Oh, Rasananda, one of his many disguises from Kiev. Tungarasa Didi Dandavat, Dhananjay Prabhu Dandavat. Nityananda is here. And Tapananandini Didi Dandavat. Another Ajitasha Didi Dandavat. Vasudev Prabhu Dandavat. Harinam Ananda Das Dandavat. Sulakshana Didi is here doing the Chinese translation. Kum Didi Dandavat. Ananta Shesh Prabhu in Spain Dandavat. Shamala Dandavat. Kamala Didi Dandavat, Birachandra Prabhu Dandavat, Clarissa Puel Dandavat, Lalita Dandavat, Gunali Didi in St. Petersburg Dandavat, Ojasvi Devidasi in Moscow Dandavat, Suchitra Didi Dandavat. That must be Sudha Krishna Prabhu, I think, Dandavat. Ajay Krishna Prabhu Dandavat. Nalina Nayana and his Jeffs, Dandavat, Anandamayi Didi in Portugal, Dandavat. Did I miss anyone? Leelavati Priya, Dandavat. Pardon me? All right. And on this most auspicious Gaur Purnima, we like to say, Banchakalpa Trubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Aha. And let's, oh, look, here's the Gaura Chandra. Show the moon. And see. Really golden. That is Gaura Chandra, the golden moon of Gaura Chandra, Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Jai, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Hari. Hare Krishna. Wow, look at that. It's more golden than it appears on the screen. Really golden. Jaya Gaura Chandra, Jaya Gaura Hari. Who's singing over there? You're singing. Jaya Gaura Chandra, Jaya Gaura Hari. Oh, now you're doing your impersonation of Ma Kali. Jai Sapari Karshi Shri Guru Gauranga Radha Govinda Sundar Guru Ki Jai. Mahaprabhu Gauranga Sundar Another Jai.